Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday stream where, yes, we're in week 5 of the saga. We've got a brand new bot coming out this weekend. And yes, as always, we're going to be giving you the lowdown on Skids and Knockout, showing you little changes that we made. We did a video last week. So small changes have been made, but this week we're going to be putting through his paces, giving you my absolute final decision, what I think of the bot, what I'm doing this weekend, reasons for it, so on, so forth. And also we'll be, as always, talking about any issues that I feel I want to talk about in the game, anything I've been thinking about, any, what's been crossing my mind, and what I've been thinking about in terms of the game's progression and where it's at right now. But as always, we're going to be going through the newsletter, talking about the event, super pumped for this weekend. So this weekend, I'm actually off for this event, so it gave me a chance to maybe go for the 5-star. We'll talk about it soon. I had to apologise for Monday, literally had to work and literally thought, right, I'm going to post, let everyone know, and literally walked into work and it was just chaos basically. Had loads to do, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't even realise until I'd finished work, I'd come home and I had messages saying, no stream tonight, what's up? Like, oh. So apologies guys on Monday. Yeah, manic week. It's just a bit messed up because I do 2 nights a week. It's normally Friday, Saturday night, hence why I don't stream at weekends, hence why I struggle in events sometimes. Sunday's my big day for putting up points and big day, hence why I used to stream on a Sunday as well. But yeah, because I've got the weekend off, thought I'd do Monday, Tuesday night, do a bit of training, one of my staff, and so yeah, bit of a crazy midweek. But yeah, free this weekend, so what that means as well is, I'm thinking I may also stream this weekend. I'm going to be doing a bit of lagooning, but I'm going to try something a bit different. But the only way you're going to know what that is by tuning in to my live stream. I'm thinking it will probably be Friday, maybe slightly earlier than this. Saturday I'm quite busy towards the end of the day, night time, when it's like this basically, time of night. So I'm thinking it could be Friday night, so look out for that. I'll do a bit of testing early on in the event, and if it all goes well, then we'll give it a go. And if it doesn't, then I'll tell you guys why it didn't and what I've been trying. But again, you're not going to know what that is unless you come on Friday. Cool. But let's have a look at the chat, see who we've got in there today. Who we got? So, Andy Swales, Grind Time, Penny Lancaster, Chris Lewis. Big thank you to all my members. End of this month, so we're into October now. End of October means $50 giveaway. $50 gift card for Google Play or for Apple for all my platinum members. I think we're up to 15 members. I did say if we get to 20 members, I'll make it $70. I'll keep upping it. The more members we get, the more I'll give back to you guys. So yeah, look out for that. We've also got Loki as well, Escla Jose, Charlie Plays, William Wilkinson, Richard Trinder, E-Rods. Thanks for all joining the stream nice and early and getting in there. Appreciated. We've got Ricky Lau, we've got Valhalla, aka Maxi Decimus. Thanks for joining. Big shout out to TF Family. We've got Lord Avix as well. Chris Harmon, anyone else in the chat? MD Prime, how's it going, buddy? Daniel Evans. Alpha Tryon, Brian Leonard, Carnage McIte, we've got James Oliver, we've got William Chowderbury, and Windblade as well. Again, big shout out to all the members. Who else have we got? Freezus Max, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Again, go and check out Freezus Max's Grind Times channel. I'm sure you've heard me say that 1,000 times before, but seriously guys, go and check them out. Kristen Jones, who else have we got? Let's just jump ahead as always. Jason Rowley, Warpath SB, Hellraiser, and I think we've just got everyone. If you haven't, then welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Cool. Just want to do a quick announcement as well, because I did something earlier today, yesterday even, and then someone reminded me of something. So, I Dale said, oh, we're going to do this thing where if you've got any ideas or abilities, put it in the server. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I've got loads of ideas. So I sort of tied a few ideas into one. I put it on my community tab. Go and check it out. Listen, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't give a thumbs down. Not joking, but listen, if you like the idea, go and give it a thumbs up, guys. If you don't like it, don't give it a thumbs up. I ain't too fussed, but just say, listen, a lot of people that watch my channel know my ideas behind things and why I want to do things. I want to create some different content, some new stuff, some things that we haven't got a lot of in the game. I see some ideas where it's like, let's add an AoE stun. We've got Bumblebee. Let's have a one-shot sort of, stun in an area. We've got Mirage. Let's have a bot that can move anywhere on the map. We've got Cup. So I see a lot of ideas that are like, very similar to what we've got already. And I thought, right, I want to do something a bit new. So I was like, listen, what about another sniper like Smoke Screen, but maybe with an AoE maybe? Something like that. And yeah, I've had a few ideas and said about that charge ability that I've been talking about previously on my streams. I put that in there as well. Put a few ideas in there. And then I got a message off someone saying like, are you doing this to get the toy? I was like, what you went about? And then I sort of realised that Dale said, oh, I'm pretty sure he has. I'll scan through it. I'm pretty sure Dale said, oh, what any of the ideas that we sort of take on board, yeah, we'll give you a shout out, obviously, but we'll maybe put you in a draw for a toy or something like that. Anyway, so I felt like, I think people maybe have thought that I've done that idea and put up my channel trying to get upvotes just to win a toy. But listen, guys, if I wanted that toy, I'd go out and buy it. Let's be honest. So I felt a bit of a douche, to be honest with you. So I was like, no, listen, this is not the reason I've done it. So I've literally said, listen, if you like my idea and you're scared that I'm just doing it to a content creator's going to get a toy and it's not fair, I kind of agree. So, if we get given a toy, then SpaceX will give it us. I shouldn't win one from a competition that I'm promoting. So I said, listen, if I do win a toy, because if everyone goes on that and goes, listen, I really like Wozza's idea, but I don't agree in getting a toy, then listen, go and like it. If I do win a toy, I'm not even sure the competition's still going, I'll just give it away, guys. Listen, I'm not doing it for that reason. I'm doing it to try and get some of my ideas in the game because I think they're good ideas, like anyone else gives their ideas. So that's the idea behind it, and I hope you like my ideas, and hopefully it can come to the game. And that's it. No ulterior motive, guys, behind it. It's just to get my ideas in the game. I'd be more proud of that than I would getting a toy. I can go out and buy a toy or anything like that. I'm not fussed. I just want my ideas in the game. I want something I think is good. I think I'm a good judge of the game, and I'm hoping I can get it in there. That's the idea behind it. Yeah. But go and check it out anyway. Go check my ideas out. If you like it, then go and give it a like, guys, and hopefully we can get it in the game. That is it. So yeah. Let's have a quick look at the chat, what people are talking about. So a lot of people talking about the event this weekend. We'll talk about it in a minute. Very, very excited this weekend. I'm sure it's this time round. It's a year more? A year maybe? I think I've been doing this for about a year now, and Grind Time's been a member for a year and not won it yet. So everyone else seems to win it. So look at the bright side. If Grind Time never wins it, it's one less person to win it. Vincent Lee, are you going for 5-star skids? Well, what we'll do is we'll go through the newsletter and we'll have a bit of a chat about the event and my thinking behind it. Cool. A lot of people asking about questions about skids. Like I said, we're going to go into testing soon, and we're going to give it a bit of a test and give you my lowdown. Okay, let's check out the newsletter. So Bar-Week, Grana Week, Ninibong, Week 5 of the Saga, and this event is called Shaken Not Stirred. I don't really get the James Bond reference. I mean, obviously it is. I don't know. I mean, some of these events are called, I've got good names. I'm like, yeah, that's a good name. I like to play on words. But can someone explain the James Bond reference? But anyway, they've actually named these events endurance events. That's fine, whatever name they want to give to it. But at least we've got a name for it now, other than the new leaderboard event that's not a leaderboard. So, yeah, endurance events. So it's Super XP, 1 Prestige, basically 3.5 million points gets you the 5-star, 1.5 million points gets you the 4-star. They've dropped it down from 2 million in the previous event down to 1.5 million, down to a lot of feedback, especially myself. I didn't go for the last 4-star. 1, because I didn't really like the bot. I just wanted some of the 5-star shards. And 2, I just said, 2 million is a lot for this bot. It is for a 4-star. 1.5 million, you can get it free to play, but it's hard. So for me, I think 1.5 million's a good space for the 4-star. You know, you can get it free to play, but it's damn hard. Most people are probably going to spend a bit to get that 4-star, and that's fine. You know, I get they've got put work into it, but the 5-star is obviously where it's at. But obviously as well, you can get some G metal and gold core, power core chips, total shard, total sparks. So, and then 5-star shards as well. So a very, very good event. I actually like these events now. I really do. Weren't too keen on leaderboards as such, but I like the way they're doing this. I like some guarantees. You know, it's a gotcha game, but there is some guarantees in it. So I like it. I like it. So you can see there that the rewards are scattered throughout. I think it works out at around 750 5-star shards. It might be 700, give or take. But yeah, you can see the 3-star is guaranteed at 250,000. So if you've got a full alliance, that's what? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. About 6k, 7k each. That's really good, just for the 3-star. We've got 1,500 character shards in there as well. And then at 1.5 million, we've got the new 4-star bot. Then we've got loads of total spark and total shard crystals. Working it out, I think you get an extra about 500 roughly 5-star shards, something like that. So again, not bad, not, you know, pretty good. And then you've got some decent G metal power core chips in there as well. And obviously at 3.5 mil, the new 5-star bot guaranteed. So yeah, really, really good event. The fact that you're guaranteed something, love it. Game updates and information. So yes, the new bots, we've got Skids and Knockout. Big shout out to Tex, who has done obviously his artwork usually does for these new bots, so showing you sort of their basic stats and higher stats with whatever cause he sort of thinks is best for these bots. So a big shout out to him. For those that watch the channel that do all these rating videos, me and Tex have actually just done this week a top 10 bots for HQ18, but we've done something a bit different with this one. We've done something a bit different, that's all I'll say. Bit of clickbait, kind of. It is what it is. It's not clickbait in the sense you click on it, it's something totally different. Is that I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, we've done something a bit different this time, so a bit more fun. So go and check it out when that is out. I think that'll be out next week, I think. Yeah. Yes, Knockout as well. But yeah, very, very good from Tex, showing you some combos that you can use and how to use the bot. Very, very good. We've also got some of the playtesters' thoughts from Texas Hammer and Freezer's Max who's in the chat. So yeah, go and read them if you're not sure about the bot. But I presume everyone's put their bids in by now, and everyone, you know, knows what they're going for this weekend, whether you like it or not. But hey. There's also a challenge battle in the game, which I believe that Tex has designed, so go and check that out. And also people are like, yeah, I could beat this base easy and things like that. Listen, it's designed to be able to beat it, but it's giving you an idea on how these will work in these effects. Big shout out to Daniel Sunter for subscribing. Daniel Sunter, sorry, I didn't catch it. It sort of came on screen. I went off very quickly, but yeah. Big shout out. That name might sound familiar. I don't know why, but I don't know why. But hey, power core trading is coming into the game, so they are letting you swap a certain amount of power cores basically. This is good for those guys that are maxing out. I know at Grind Time has said to me that sometimes you just spend cores because he's maxing out on it. It's not fair really that you're losing out on cores, so they are letting you sort of exchange cores, which is a good addition to the game, to be fair, so those guys aren't just wasting cores. So yeah, super cool. And yes, they are giving a competition out. So Dale has asked me to get 30 members together to go in for a draw for a toy. And I'm not sure if every single content creator will be giving one out. I'm hoping so, or it's one between us. It's yet to sort of be decided. I think it's one every one. So I will give one away, Hoist will give one away. I hope so, maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Daly's organising a competition, which will be pretty cool. So more information will be coming. But all I will say is I will be rewarding not just my members, but most of the people that tune in regular to my streams and things like that. So keep an eye out for that coming soon. So there's the list of the content creators. Go and check them all out. The Owl DJ Hart, NJ Hoist, Grind Time Soldier, and myself. Community Corner, we've got some very cool toys on show. I've got Tripticon, the original G1, that's broken to hell, I'll be honest with you. But I still got him. And obviously for Max, the Titan Returns model. So I've got that as well. So very, very cool. Very, very jealous of that Scorponok. Love Scorponok. I did have a Metroplex as well, but there was a fault with them where the waist detached from the body. I was absolutely gutted when it broke. But so basically I had Metroplex and I had Tripticon and broke them both as a kid. Sad but true. Then we've got some cool drawings, some cool artwork. And then we've got the Saga schedules. Like I said, this is week 5 of the Saga, and I believe that next week will start the first 8-week Saga. And they said HU18 will probably come either next Saga or start of the next one. So it's pretty much guaranteed before Christmas. They've also said that a 5-star batch will be coming out at some point before Christmas. They've also said that a new Ability 11 batch will be coming out before Christmas, and maybe even a new G1 batch, some new G1 cores. So a lot of content coming over the next 8 weeks, I believe, and I believe that also Space Ape are moving in the right direction. They're pushing boundaries now on new bots, pushing boundaries on combats, taking ideas from the community, bringing out more content. So yeah, very excited for how the end of this year is coming, and hopefully next year. The start of this year started really well compared to the year before. I've really criticised 2021 as one of the worst years I've seen into the bot releases. Maybe end 2020 as well, ticking into that. But yeah, this year has actually been half decent, and hoping next year we can progress even further. But yes, as I've said previously, don't forget, look out for next year. So this year we've sort of rated all the box, me and Tex, and we've already said this, and next year we're going to go over these again and look at when HQ18 is sort of bedded in, sort of, within April next year. We're going to look at the previous ratings and see how bots have changed, how HU18 has changed some bots to be better or worse. So that'd be pretty good to go through. So we're going to go through it all again. So always loads of new content. But as always, guys, the only way that you're going to see all my new content is subscribing. So hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit the notification bell, and you will never miss another stream, another video again. And I still see people saying, "Oh, I spent all my Prime core shards. I've got none for these new cores that are coming out." And literally, someone that comes into my stream said, "You need to watch Wozza. You learn all these things, and I'll give you all usually sound advice. It's not often I'm that wrong. I might be wrong sometimes on some features that are coming out, like about headmasters that I'd like to come out. But normally, when the apes say this is going to be coming soon in some way, I have a pretty good insight. When I always say to people, listen, if you don't need it, save it. Dead simple. And that's how you get ahead of the curve, guys. Honestly, I've known so many people that have gone, listen, Wozza, I'm so glad you gave me this advice, because now I've got ahead of the curve. My other Alliance friends have not got this, and they're struggling, and but yeah, the only way you're going to hear these things, the only way you're going to see my new content is by subscribing. So hit the subscribe button. Cool, let's check the chat, see what we've missed while we've been waffling on. I'm hoping all the spam chats that normally come in are sort of banned. I've tried something, so we'll see how it goes. I've put some keywords in that are banned, so apologies if you try and type something, but let's be honest, the kind of words that are banned, you shouldn't be typing anyway. So, let's have a look. Daniel Evans going for the 3-star. I need a team that can help. Daniel Evans, if you go into Discord, there is a chap. I think it's for the 4-star and 5-star. But I'm sure there's a lines out there. At least we'll get the 3-star. Definitely. Daniel, hit me up on Discord afterwards and I'll see if I can find somewhere in our family that's going to get that 3-star. I imagine it'll be somewhere where I can find some help. But yeah, hit me up on Discord. So it was about a cocktail. That's how we went. What are you about? Shaken not stirred? I'm baffled what you're even on about there. I know you're getting to the James Bond reference of the event, but I ain't got a clue what you're on about. I'm not gonna lie. The total shard crystals don't have 5-star shards. Yeah, they do. Yeah, the total shard crystals should have 5-star shards. Most of them always do. So it's 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, prems. So yeah. Is Knockout supposed to be Maserati? I don't know. Again, is 1 Prime? I'm not a big fan of 1 Prime. It's not like I dislike 1 Prime. I just prefer G1, so it's not my thing. Stillbox put is an Aston Martin. So maybe that's the relevance. Maybe that's what it is. Let's have a look. Welcome Just Elite to the game as well, and Andron Miller. How's it going? See, I've seen a few things, I've seen a few ideas like that about a special ability which transports a bot. I'm not keen. I'm not a fan. I'll be honest with you, because I think that takes away the art of pathing. You know, when you path bots, if you path them right, then your bots will stay together. If you path wrong, then you've made a mistake if you're walking anyway, if you've not planned it. So if you're dragging a bot in, I mean, that's what Optimus Prime's for. He drags all the bots, and you might say, well, I don't want to drag them all in. I'll drag one in. Well, just path better. That's my opinion. Like it or not, I don't know, maybe they will bring it in. But personally, I just think it takes away the skill. You know, I've seen other people saying, let's have an ability that negates Billbot abilities. But no, the idea, we don't bring a bot out that's quite powerful and then bring a counter out. And that makes sense to me. You know, you bring a counter out that's an option. You don't bring a counter out where it's like, oh, we're going to bring out this bot that does 7,000 damage by fire, and then you bring out that's an option where you go, you can have this, but you're going to lose this. You can have this, but you're going to lose this. That's the sort of idea. And so, you know, you don't want to, you know, lose that straight away like that. You know, you want to, you know, you want to have options, and you want to be able to negate these things, but also be able to negate it by maybe taking it out and planning. So I just want to keep the skill in the game of planning an attack and do things like that. What else? Jacket plays, that's funny. 1011's path is something that I'm just now beginning to grasp. 3 years in, but hey, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a walker until very recently, and walking has always done well in the game, because literally you're going through the base, you're taking the whole base out, and you know, going through and beating everything. You know, that's how the game was designed. You know, so I'm a big fan of sort of walking, but I do like playing with gimmick attacks just for fun. But you know, through past experience, they've always countered these things. You know, they've always countered gimmick attacks. You know, whether it be the air show when they brought out shield gens and damage resistance more to the HQ, when it was backdoors, and then they brought out combiner outposts and the shield gen and stuff like that. And you know, all these sort of gimmick attacks and Russian smash, and when they brought out the, I think that's shield gen as well, wasn't it? I think, you know, they've always brought out counters, sort of gimmick attacks, not to totally eliminate it. You know, people can still backdoor. You know, it still happens. But you know, it should be base dependent, which it should be. That's right. But walking should not be. I think Sack and Walk at the minute are too powerful. I don't think Russian Smash is powerful enough. That's down to Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime needs fixing desperately. I mean, how long's it been? Walking needs some sort of anti-healing or reduced healing, I think. I think reduced healing is fair rather than anti-healing. With the amount of healing that's in the game. I mean, go check out my broken healing video. It's crazy. And then with Sat, we just need more mines, basically, to be able to protect our base. But we also need more mine options. That's why I've always said I would like, personally, for there to be anti-heal mines. So then you can maybe sack the base and, you know, you can activate them. And then you can walk afterwards, so a sack walk or so, whatever it is. But then if you walk, then you're sort of negating the MSM mines more. So, you know, again, it creates options. So wait. Charlie players has put, hear me out, a new ability to merge between couple Optimus Prime. It teleports your whole squad to the map. So in the map. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's teleport the whole team to the HQ. Job done. Base down. I know he's put a laughing face, but no, you got to think about these sort of things. You got to think about how this can be manipulated and how it can be, you know, changed. You know, and you got to be careful around that. You know, but yeah. Y10, welcome to the stream as well. Friend of mine from the TF family, which yeah, not seen him in chat before, but yeah, welcome. Still bought the cash, so that is all the bots don't follow it and run around like crazy chickens. That sounds like Prime Rush. Now that's a mix of Prime Rush and Cup. Yeah. Alright, let's go into the game. Let's have a look at these new bots and give our final lowdown. Cool. So for those that missed it last week, we'll have another look at them. So there is Skids. So yeah, very cool. Very cool. Not a fan of the actual van itself, but yeah, it is pretty similar to, you know, the cartoon, so you can't argue too much. Knockout's a lot cooler though, let's be honest. No. Cool. Not a bad design. Yeah. Very cool bot. Although I'm not a One Prime fan, I do like the bot. Cool. Very cool. Looking at the ability. So at level 61, you're talking about 775. Well, I mean, I've got a combat onto fair, but you get the idea that it's, you know, a gunner health, decent DPS, ability at level 10. Obviously, it's level 61, but calling a toxic airstrike at a nearby location that deals 4,282 damage in an area over 10 seconds. Deals 1.5 damage to walls, minions, and outpost bots. And looking at Skids that's maxed out. So you can see there, exactly the same, but it's 5,567 damage in an area. And 1.5 times damage. So you're talking about 8k damage to walls, minions, and outpost bots. So my opinion on the ability, just by sort of reading that there, 5+3 can get quite costly for repeat use. But, you know, 5,500 damage with a max EO is, you know, decent amount of damage. I'm not happy about the damage to walls. I just think walls are just like paper anyway. There's no reason, you know, by adding walls and you're like, oh, walls are a problem. Walls are not a problem at all. If anything, the problem is walls are not a problem. That's the problem. So, 1.5 damage to walls. I was a bit disappointed with that, really. 1.5 damage to minions. I mean, 8k to an extra 3k to minions is nothing, considering the minions have crazy health anyway. But it's, I mean, and again, the 1.5 damage to outpost bots. You're not going to put this guy in an outpost. You know, I was on Freez's chat last night, and I get where they're going with it, and I like the idea. I like the idea that they're now bringing out bots that do more damage to outpost bots. So you can clear an area when they've got more HP, and on defense they can probably do more damage to bots when on defense. So I like that idea that they do more damage to bots. But I mean, if you go back and check out all the outpost bots in the game rated by myself and Tex, we don't rate many gunners that high because the ability's decent, it's not bad, but then after that, the bot pretty much dies very quickly. And the only way that a gunner works really well is when they use the ability and then afterwards they do high damage. Hence smoke screen. Smoke screens used a lot in outposts, but you've got to put him behind some tanks, because if not, he's very easy to kill. He's got very low HP, and you know, 15,500 HP is not a lot for an outpost bot. They're killed very, very quickly. You know, a whole team will kill that bot in a few seconds. So I'm not a big fan of this guy in an outpost just by reading the ability. So the 1.5 times damage to walls, minions, and outposts is pretty irrelevant, I'll be honest with you. So that side of it, not too impressed. But 5,500 in an area is pretty decent. Now, been compared a lot to Rust Dust. What level's my Rust Dust on here? Let's have a look. I think it's always maxed out anyway. Could be wrong now. So Rust Dust here is 4750 in an area as well, but 4 plus 3. So you can see there 4750 and 5567, but a bit more costly. But that's because you can add on a volatile mixture core. So a decent upgrade from Rust Dust. You know, I understand the comparisons between Rust Dust and Skids. So we'll show Skids, and then we'll show Rust Dust stroke Scavenger, and see the similarities and the difference as well. So a few things in the chat. Crying time, wait, there's walls in the game? That's the point though, exactly. You don't look at a design really and go, oh, them walls are going to be a problem. I never do. Never. Even if it's a time trap, it doesn't worry me, because walls are irrelevant. There's so many things that take out walls, and if you haven't got a thing that takes out walls, that's why fire drive's considered so poor. Because you don't need to worry about walls, because even Top Shot can take walls out. So, you know, there's so many bots that can do that. Warriors, double damage or more damage to walls. You know, but wall HP is so awful, really. So, I mean, we just talked about a 15,000 health gunner, but they're 27,000 to break through a, you know, a piece. Well, that's less health than an outpost bot. And you might say, well, that's getting through one wall, and you've got multiple walls. But it takes seconds. When you're hitting a defense, the AoE from it just destroys wall. You don't have to hit the wall. Just the AoE kills the wall. So, any more questions? Anything? Penny Lancaster's put walls may be a problem with HQ18. Well, maybe we'll have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to wait and see. Just Elite's put maybe his SA is supposed to help with HQ18. Yeah, we'll talk about that shortly again. So yeah. Professional Husker is basically Scavenger but acid, but we'll have a look. We'll have a look. Valhalla said after break a sack. We'll have a go Skids first, and we'll have a chat. So you can see there, really good range. So really like that, because obviously that's the center of the ability. So you put it there, so it's got extendability. So you can see there that the range is really good. Playtesters, it was brought out. Playtesters wanted the range extended. So yeah, really good. Let's put a couple of them down there. See there, the ability is stacking on top of each other, clearing a whole area for, you know, a decent amount of ability points. So you can see there that we've obviously got some back. So we've only used 3 ability points to clear that whole area. So really good. So we've got the MDS up there as well. So we'll get a bit closer and see if we can hit the MDS as well. Just put a shield on to keep him alive a minute so we can get in range. Let's put Skids down there. There's one. And put Skids down there with 2. Put it on top. See, there's some good damage in an area. I mean, obviously the MDS has got a healing core. Pretty cool. So, I'm sure you can see a lot of similarity between him and Rust Dust. No. But let's compare the two. say Professional Huskies bot, I mean, damage over time with acid plus a decent SA. It's basically an improved scavenger. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, obviously you can attack gunner cores, so that's an advantage. But yeah. But you can see now that, you know, from the back there, Skids will reach a lot longer range. So you can see there, you know, it takes Rust Scavenger, you know, a shorter range to get in range. It's obviously they've got a shorter range because it's not gunner range in terms of distance from defenses, which means they're getting more danger. And also again, cores that you can equip are better for gunners. So, you know, yeah. Is it better than Rust Dust and Scavenger? Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. So you see two bots combined, taking out a huge area. But the big problem is it's still damage over time. So any sort of healing in the game, MDS healing, it's going to struggle against them, just like you know, any sort of damage over time. And I've got a few reservations. I can see a few people have asked me in the chat, am I going for the 5-star? And the answer is no. The answer is no. Do I like this bot? Yeah, I do like this bot. I do. But when you've already got, I was saying this in Freeze's stream last night as well. When you've already got Bumblebee that does damage over time, you've got Laser Optimus that does damage over time. I know it's instant damage when it hits it, but it's still, you hit and hit and hit, so it's sort of giving it time to heal. That's the point I'm making. When you've got Sea Spray that's sort of damage over time, you know, it does take time to go over defenses. It's obviously faster than Scavenger. It's not 10 seconds, but it's still a kind of damage. It's not instant damage like Jazz. It's not like you point, hit it, bang, it's gone. I've got Sunstreaker leveling up. That's damage over time. And I don't need any more damage over time bots, personally. I mean, this is my test account, but, you know, when you've got Laser Optimus and Sea Spray, and you've got Bumblebee, and bots like that can damage over time, then it's not that special. Is he better than old content? Yeah, and I've always said that we always should require that new content is better than old content, and it is. So that ticks that box. Tick. Is it going to be a good combo for HU18? Yes. Tick. Can he equip better cores than older bots like Rust Dust? Yes. Tick. Is it better enough to level him over Rust Dust from 0? Yeah, probably. Tick. So you got to think, with all these ticks, why is Wozza not going for the 5-star? And it's basically, the be all and end all is, it's damage over time. Yes, it's great damage. Yes, it's going to be a great cleanup bot, but it's still damage over time. And I'm not a big fan of damage over time. Bumblebee's great, but it's not because it does damage over time. That's a secondary. It's the stun element. You know, Laser Optimus, all its sort of damage over time, it's a few seconds. In 3 or 4 seconds, it's done most of the damage. Sea Spray's over a few seconds. So if this ability was over 5 seconds, it'd be a lot better. If it was instant, if this damage was instant, I'd be going for the 5-star. Without a doubt. It may be too OP, maybe. You know, but it's damage over time. For me, damage over time needs to be a lot higher. A lot higher. And on my live account, I've currently got a pull. I've got 2 pulls, 2.5, and I've got a choice between First Aid, Hotspot, and Rust Dust. So if I went and pulled Rust Dust tomorrow, and I pulled Skids, then yeah, I'd level Skids over Rust Dust. But if I had Rust Dust maxed out right now, would I want Skids? It's a hard one. It's a hard one. You know, it just gives a good enough advantage. But again, I'm not completely sold. I'm on the fence. I'm not going to sit here and say this bot is awful. It's not. It's a good bot. Is it going to be essential for HU18? Time will tell. You know, Acid and Fire seem to be getting sort of combos together. But you've got to think eventually there might even be a counter for that. So when a bot is pure Acid, is there going to be an Acid counter? You know, we're already talking about healing counters right now. So if a bot gets really overpowered, you know, and Acid is the thing, maybe there'll be an Acid counter. I mean, we've got it in the tech tree, but who knows where it's going to go. But personally, It's just got too many things that I'm not too impressed by. The acid, the damage over time, not impressed. Again, I sort of said if the cast area was better, so not the AoE of it, but where you could put on the map, I might be a bit more sold, but it's still a bit short range for me. I know it's got a good range on it, but again, I'm sort of like 70% there. I'm not totally sold on it where I'm like, this is amazing. But I am like, yeah, I can see some use in it. I can see it's pretty decent, but there's no wow factor. That's the point I'm making. I don't look at this guy and go, wow. I've not done anything with him yet where I'm like, that's impressive. Everything I've done with him, I'm like, yeah, that's alright. It's not bad. So yeah, listen, I won't be disappointed pulling this guy in a 5-star batch, but then again, I wouldn't be disappointed pulling Strafe really. But that was the least bot I wanted in that batch. So, you know, time will tell whether this guy will fit in HQ18. I know we want combos, but then when you've got Bumblebee, it's 2+2. And you've got Laser Optimus, which is a similar cost, you know, and Sea Spray, which is even lesser cost. You know, it's difficult to justify going for the 5-star. And I've actually got all this weekend off. But there's another reason I'm not going for the 5-star as well. And this is a big factor as well. So the Ape said in the previous stream that they're going to look to make it easier to level your bots up. So this was mentioned in a stream a long time ago. I'm sure many people have forgotten since then, but I remember these things for this reason. I do remember things that they've said in the past. It sort of, you know, it nails in. And they did say this years ago, and they made every event Super XP. They increased the XP per zone as well. That's when we started doing Cup Lagooning, because you were getting 750,000 XP in zone 15 or whatever it was back then, or 300k in zone 14. So we went away from power leveling, where everyone was dropping like 2 or 3 bots in a zone, just Cup Lagooning. That's all people were doing in the highest zone possible. So if they're gonna do something soon around increasing XP, if you go out and play this weekend and you wanted to level a bot from level 1 to 65 because you've got some research skips or whatever, you want to use coins, whatever, it might cost you X amount of dollars to get him from 1 to 65. If they're going to raise the XP per zone when HQ15 comes out, it's going to cost you a lot less. It's going to cost you a lot less money to level. Couple in the fact that because HQ15 is around the corner and we don't know what's happening, do I level Sunstreaker? Do I level Hot Rod? Do I level Gnaw? Do I level Slingshot? There's plenty of options out there that I've got to level. Do I level Minerva? Maybe. I've got lots of options to level, but I'm not completely convinced that this is the bot that I need for HQ18. So what I don't want to do is level some bots this weekend, level Hot Rod, level Gnaw maybe, and come HQ18 they become irrelevant. I've already been burnt with this one before. When HQ17 came out, I leveled Star Saber and Elita and Cheeto, and look what happened there. Those bots just fell away completely. Even Cheeto, I know some people still like Cheeto, but these bots have fell away. That investment was lost. So I'm not making the same mistake again. I'm sort of, again, if you don't need it, hold on to it and wait. And wait until HQ18 comes out, and wait until I can make a better decision. So for me, this is not the event to go all out leveling bots. If you're playing this event, you're going for the 5-star. If you want to level some bots, fair enough, up to you. I know Grind Time will be leveling bots regardless. I don't know what he's got to level left, but I'm sure he will. But for me, I'm going to be a bit more reserved. I'm going to wait. So you've got to couple in the fact that for me, this bot is not essential at the minute, the way I look at it. It's not got a wow factor. And then I'm going to be a bit cautious with my leveling. So I am going to level some bots this weekend. I'm thinking Minerva, because I can't see Minerva being far away from the meta. I think we're always going to need healers, and she's the best healer in the game. So probably that. I might level 6 gun because it'd be good for leveling regardless. And the Apes have said that the MDS probably won't get an upgrade straight away on release of HQ18. So 6 gun will still be relevant for wars coming the release of HQ18. So I might just level them bots and see how it goes. But that's the reasons. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the point, Loki. Loki's put because he wanted better than the current war team members. That's the point I'm making. This bot will be an improvement for. So, if you're a new player and you want to get this bot, this guy's going to be a good addition. It's going to be a good bot for you. But if you're a top player, I said this in Freeze's stream again. If you're a top player and you've got a lot of good bots and you've got a good solid war team, this guy's kind of surplus the requirements. So, yeah. Volcanics has put, can you show Skids with Slingshot's ability in play? Well, we're going to do something around that shortly. Yeah, Freeze Max put, yeah, well, thanks for joining for a start, but you made some good points in the stream yesterday and great points today. Yeah, listen, and I'm not saying for 1 minute, like I said, don't go for this guy. He's not, listen, in the past, I've come out and gone, this is awful, don't bother. I'm not saying that. I can see value in it. I can. If you've got bots to level, especially if it's like a healer or someone you know is going to be relevant, like Rook will always be good at popping outposts. Might come a better one day, but it will always be good. There's certain bots you could look at and go, listen, Sea Spray, I can't see him ever falling from the meta. So you've got Sea Spray to level, or Rook, or a healer. I kind of get it. But if you're going into this weekend leveling a one-shot, I'd second guess that a bit. Because they have said they're trying to do away with one-shots. So I wouldn't do that. If you're leveling Hot Rod, maybe. Again, it's just guessing. It's just guesswork. And I don't like to put my eggs in one basket and guess. I like to be a bit sure. Sometimes you can guess and, you know, have a good, educated guess. But just be cautious, guys. That's what I'm saying. That tech tree definitely makes a difference. 25%. Yeah. The tech tree is, you know, makes a big difference to most things. Yeah. Yeah, well, basically, Freeze, if you want to see it, subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll get a notification when I'm going live. But I'll probably set it up before and say I'm going to be live in a couple of hours or something, so to give people a heads up. So, yeah. Professional Hussies asked, you need a certain sub count to stream nowadays. No, you need views. I think you need, is it 40,000 views to be able to stream, I think it is. But basically, just make one good video. Make a few good videos, and one of them will hopefully get some good views. But yeah, again, I've talked in the past. I don't want to talk about it too much today, but come and join me on Monday, and you can ask any question you want. Again, it could be a question about streaming, how to do it, and tips. It doesn't on a Monday. It's pretty chilled. You can come and ask me any question you want, basically. My setup and my PC and whatever you want. But yeah, that's for Monday. Thursdays, I want to try and keep on point. Talk about the bots. Talk about new things that I want to talk about. And it's very structured. Monday's a free-for-all. Come on Monday. Come and join in. But yeah. MD Proud, I like to see the ability like sweeps with shattered glass effect on it. Yeah, not bad. And this is, again, I did see someone saying, oh, something like Swoop that stuns. Well, Swoop's ability 11 stuns. So you're just sort of making Swoop's ability 11 sort of irrelevant there. You've got to think about what's already in the game as well, guys. You know, have a good think about it. What else? Grind time. Rook may always be good, unless they can get some sort of hollow counter. Maybe a core that prevents your outpost from popping due to hollow. I can't see it. I can't see it because it's literally been designed that way. Let's be honest. That's what it was designed for. I can't see another reason for it to be designed another way. Alright, maybe for defense to hit it. I just can't see them doing a count of hollows. You know. I don't know. Maybe. What would 6 gun and Skids do to shield and 2 MDS? Well, you don't need Skids for a start. You just need 6 gun pretty much. And a boost pretty much. Yeah. But go and check out my video on 6 gun again. Absolutely crazy. Cool. So yeah, I can see a few people talking in the chat about Slingshot as well. So I want to talk a bit, you know, about combo for HQ18. I don't want to touch on it too much because I've got a video coming out next week. But I want to talk about, you know, a bit about Slingshot and how we sort of, you know, how we might perform at HQ18. when this bot came out, I did say this is an amazing bot. I absolutely love this bot. I've leveled the 4-star to around mid 50s. Probably going to level him to 60 this event. Just as a side project. I like the fact he blocks healing as well. Again, around the MDS, stuff like that. He's very cheap as well. So, yeah, I'm going to give this guy a go. Okay. So we've got Skids, we've got Slingshot. Slingshot down first, then Skids. So we're going to put Slingshot in an area. You can see there, raise an acid storm that blocks healing and increases fire and acid ability damage received by 20%, 15 seconds. So literally what we're going to do is we're going to drop right there. We're going to drop Skids on top. Combo that. So you see there, only 8 ability points in an area. Going to clear out a massive area. So let's put Slingshot on there again. Can we get Skids in range? I think we might need a healer in here actually. Keep him alive a bit. Let's try again with Slingshot. Let's put Slingshot on the shield gen. Can we get Skids in range? Maybe just about. I'm gonna get hacked, so I might as well start again. But you can see there again, because Skids is such a short range, he struggles to sort of combo with Slingshot from afar away. Again, that's why I'd like to be able to pick the spot. Personally, for Skids, I'd have reduced the range down to similar to Slingshots, reduce the cost by 1 more maybe, but then be able to pick a spot on the map. Not saying like infinite range, like pretty much smoke screen, but give it a better range with less AoE. Less area, more range. That's what I would have liked. Or even instant damage, acid damage, or even 3 seconds or something. You got to think as well, this is only a normal mode. So it does clear a good area, but with anything damage over time, it does clear the area, but in that meantime, it's hitting your bots. So you got to think, if you take out the anti-stun bots, Bumblebee does good damage, AoE over time, but during that time, it's stunned. The defense is stunned, doing no damage. Laser Optimus, you can take out again, take out the build bots, the lightning rod. He does damage over time, or over a short amount of time, but stuns the target, so doing no damage. Sea Spray does big AoE, stuns the targets. There's a lot of stun in my team because if you don't take them out, they're still not doing any damage. And I've said multiple times on my channel that if you can slow a defense down to 95% or 100% slow, or you can stun it, no matter what damage they do, no matter what HP they have, they are doing 0 damage to your bots. They can bring out HQ 20 if they want. And if a bot stuns that area, it's doing no damage. Plain and simple. Lightning rods add a big challenge to that. Just take them out. So let's try again. So Slingshot in the area. And we're going to drop Skids as well. Now I'm going to put some healers down this time. Keep them alive. And then Paddy Lancaster's put combo with Sunstreaker. But the point of that is that if we start comboing 3 bots, it's going to get silly. It's going to get to a point where it's 15 ability points. And then we might as well just use Star Saber. Let's be honest. So Slingshot's in range now. So let's do that and then do Skids. So it blocks healing. Damaging an area. But now he started healing again. And so Skids is not taking it out. So You know, it doesn't take it out fast enough. You know, again, you know, these things like, if it's not taking the MDS out now, is it really going to be that good for HQ18? I'm just not sold. That is the key word. I'm not sold. You know, I've got money in hand. I'm like, I want to buy this bot. I want to spend on this bot maybe. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm at the counter going, I don't know. Should I buy it? Should I buy it? You know, sometimes, let's be honest, we can see a good offer or bargain in the shop. I'm like, I've got to get that. I've got to get that. You know, when I saw Sea Spray coming in that 5-star batch, I was like, I have got to get Sea Spray. When I saw Bumblebee in that batch, I have got to get Bumblebee. You know, there are certain bots out there like Laser Optimus, Rhinox, Sea Spray, Bumblebee, Blaster, you know, Minerva. There's certain bots like that where you see them and you're like, I have got to have this bot. I have got to have this bot. It is so good. And then there's bots like, for me, Elita, Slash, Prowl. Who else? Strafe, where you think, if I get them, they're alright. I could probably use them, but they're not game breaking, but they're not gonna revitalise my war team. They're not gonna change my war team and really, you know, do something different than what it's doing already. They're not gonna make it any better, and that's the point where Skids is good. You know, is Strafe 5-star good? Yeah. You know, is 5-star Prowl good? Yeah. Is 5-star Elita good? Yeah. Is 5-star Slash good? Yeah. Was I disappointed when I pulled Elita and Slash and Prowl? No, not really. I'd still level them, I'd still use them. But he's not godly tier. He's good. Check the chat, see what's going on. Oh, transport, I can't stand how slow Rook is. Have you got Shieldron on him though? If you've got Shieldron on him, don't forget he stops to use Shieldron and does slow him down a lot. If you don't want him to slow down too much, take Shieldron off and put someone else on him. So keep that in mind. Penland cast support combo each with Sunstreaker. See, Sunstreaker's quite costly for damage over time. I don't think he's that cheap either. I'm not a big fan of Sunstreaker for that reason again. That's why I didn't want him. You know, you got to think my namesake. I don't even want him big for that reason. I can use him probably for Zen farming and maybe, but I don't know. There you go. Alphatron's got Shieldron on. There you go. Take Shieldron off. I do like Shieldron, but it does slow him down a lot. That's the playoff. And I don't mind that, you know, because you get some huge advantages with Shieldron. You know, reduced damage, popping outposts for no ability points. You know, freezing and defense. Really, really good. But it keeps him on that back line. It doesn't keep him a front line bot. So just keep that in mind for Shieldron, guys. Okay, cool. There was something else I wanted to look at as well, actually, before we go into the next thing. I know the next thing, but let's look at something else first. So, the next thing I wanted to talk about is obviously a lot of, you know, you're looking at Slingshot and we're looking at, you know, raising acid storm in an area, block increases fire and acid. You then take off and set targets on fire. So, fire and acid, that was the, you know, a recent 4-star. Then obviously we've had Skids come out, which is, you know, fire, acid, you know, everything's around fire and acid. And it made me think, are we gonna maybe see this guy with ability 11? Or as a 5-star? Will he get reworked? Because his cost is really low. 3+1. I didn't realise it was that low. That is a crazy, crazy low cost. And for me, it just doesn't do enough damage. So you can see there, 65-10. Toxic Fumes, reduce your enemy's attack range, which is by 50%, which is a bit like Dazzle Strike. That's alright. You shoot acid balls, dealing 1,500 damage per target. Over 15 seconds, but it's damage over time. But but there's a lot of damage over time. There's a lot of fire here. He heals. It's 4 plus 3 for rocket, but 3 plus 1 for toxic mission, which is acid. So, you know, it's interesting that this bot that we've all sort of dismissed as being one of the worst in the games, you know, is, you know, maybe coming back in. The problem is this: 25 seconds, you know, 15 seconds. And when I really thought about it, when we did the testing for this guy, we did this guy, and they basically reduced our damage and said, listen, his damage is off the charts. And I was like, what are you talking about? And when I looked into it, take away the 15 seconds, take away the time. So 1,572 up to 3 times. So it could do 4,500 damage, but deals 1,000 acid damage more to items on fire. So if you could put a fire down first, so Sunstreaker or someone else as a fire AoE, Rust Dust, then it's, you know, a huge amount of damage that's going on there for 3 ability points. So combating the acid with fire for this guy, it's going to be off the charts. And part of me wants to see this guy as a 5-star. I think it'd be really good. I really do. So I wanted to give him a bit of a go in Prime Zone. See how he does. And I'm not gonna lie, I love Double Dealer. I had him as a toy, thought he was brilliant, but I'm not a fan of him at all in the game. So here we go. I just realised Rust Dust ain't there. I need Rust Dust. I took Rust Dust out to put on my skids to try that, and I forgot to put back. Let's try again, eh? Let's try again. There we go. What a waste of coins. But see, free Maximus, yeah, Double Dealer's legit. He's not, because of the damage over time. 25 seconds. Damage over 25 seconds. That's just silly. I just think, well, let's do a test first and we'll talk about Double Dealer. So, what do we want to do first? Let's put Slingshot down. Then let's put Double Dealer down over here. Rust Dust over there. And now you can kind of see how these abilities are stacking. So, you know, just looking at 2 bots and thinking, yeah, these guys will stack together. It's more a case of, you know, stacking more than one. So put Slingshot over there. Gonna put him over there. And Rust Dust is obviously right at the back. Put Skids over there. Rust Dust over there. What is a heal by me actually? And you can see there, Double Dealer's amount is increased. That toxic mission is so low, it's incredible. Doesn't help when you get stunned. Let's put a rocket down. Get a fire down. I see a double dealer is finishing off pretty much on his own now. Because again, that combo, fire, acid, with Skids doing acid, and it makes you think, you know, that, you know, we've got, you know, I've got a stun team pretty much. I've got Bumblebee, I've got Laser Optimus, I've got Sea Spray with a lot of stun in the team. So, do we start creating acid teams? You know, with Pipes. You know, they've changed Pipe's ability recently to acid. A lot of acid in the game right now. We've already got quite a bit of fire in the game. So will we see acid teams in the game? Will we see fire teams in the game more? So are they going towards a slowdown team, a fire team, an acid team? And it makes you think, will we have an anti-slow core of some kind? Anti-acid core, anti-fire core. So instead of having just options of anti-hack and anti-EMP, will we have pretty much everything to choose from? And so you'll need a fire team, you'll need an acid team, you'll need an EMP team, you might need a hack team. I don't know, just sort of thinking and spitballing, like I said, the way the game's going, it's been a lot of acid because there's no acid in the game, but we've already got EMP, we've already got fire and things like that, so it'll be interesting to sort of see where that goes. Let me know what you guys think, but for me, it's a bit of a telltale sign how much acid's coming in. I think so. But wait, Skids are doing acid? Yeah, it's Breaking Bad. 1011 has put an anti-lose core. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really interested to see where it's going with this. I really am. A lot of acid. It makes me think. When I see things like this, when I see patterns of something a lot coming to the game, you've got to sort of stand up and think a bit. There's a lot of acid there. And I'd be interested to see what happens with the next bot. If it's acid or fire, then it's going to be interesting. Okay, next up. So, I've been toying around with different teams in Prime Zone. I did try a Skids. I was like, yeah, Skids is working well in this team. And then I thought, well, I can't think of any bot that doesn't really work well in Prime League as such. Not Prime League hard, maybe. I know that sort of certain thing. But I was thinking, the problem isn't bots in the game. The problem is healing. I've done my broken healing video. So I thought to myself, I wonder how a team would perform of 2 tanks, 4 gunners, 2 healers. And I know people going, well, that's nothing new, Wozza. You know, we see that in the game. 2 tanks, 4 gunners, or 3 tanks, 3 gunners, 2 healers. That's a standard in the game. Then I thought, but what if we did it with some of the worst bots in the game? So granted, I know we've got Ratchet and First Aid, but I thought I'd pick 2 of the worst healers out of the healers we've got. So are Ratchet and First Aid the worst healers? That's up for debate, but they're only 4-star healers. I've not put 5 stars in there. We've got Rodimus Prime. I'm not a big fan at all of Rodimus Prime. Yeah, he's good at getting rid of walls sometimes and outpost bots, but I don't really like the guy. I wouldn't want him as a 5-star. Bulkhead is a rushing bot. He was alright. And I've already said in the chats that these rushing bots need damage in front of them. I don't see the point in rushing to a target and having damage around you or in a small area. It needs to be sort of in front of you, doing something to stop the damage coming in. Because yeah, you get a shield for 80%, but then once that goes, you're the prime target to get hit, and then bots just lose a lot of health. Not a big fan of Bulkhead. Got him as a 4-star. I think he's still at level 20, and it won't go above 51. I get all my 4-stars to 51 pretty much, and then just to be honest with you, just to get 5-star shards, get my play level up. So yeah, Dust Up, I mean, I'll be honest with you, when I heard combos, straight away I thought, Dust Up must be amazing. I knew she was bad, and then I tried her, and then realised how bad she was. And there's a reason that people call her Ticklebot. There's a reason. Absolutely appalling. Streetwise, I'm actually not too... I don't really dislike Streetwise. I think it's pretty decent. But when's the last time you saw anyone using Streetwise in a war ever? Never. Lightspeed, the more I've used him in this team, the more I liked him. But everyone said that basically Blur is what Lightspeed should have been. And when I tested Lightspeed, I even said that he needed more damage. And the ape said, basically, not every bot can be great. So yeah, but I disagree on that. But hey, so not a big fan of Lightspeed. Double D, like I said, I like him. Now I'm coming round a bit to him, but he's still one of the worst bots in the game, I think. I think if we start comboing Acid and they get some sort of multiplier with Acid, yeah, that's brilliant. But then again, if you multiplied anything with Smoke, Link's a big OP to hell. So he still doesn't get near Lynx. He doesn't get near Sandstorm or Springer. It's still the worst triple changer in the game, without a doubt. So it's a very, very poor team. And the Volcanicus, but where's Nosecone? I could have even put Nosecone in there, but honestly, Nosecone, I don't think leveled enough. But I just thought I'd put some quite poor bots in there. So we're going to take this into the Prime Zone. We're going to take a low-level Combiner just so we don't get hacked. But let's go into Prime Zone. So we've got a 2-4-2 walk team. And one of the worst walk teams that you can probably get. And I know people will say, yeah, but you've got your Titan, Wozza, and yeah, you're not fighting against Combiner sometimes. So I'm trying not to use a Combiner. I'm going to try and go through it. I won't, if we don't come up against Titan, I won't use a Titan ability. If I do, then I will. But, you know, we're going to try and just get through it with these bots. Just going to rush in there. Rush over there. Oh, forgot one healer. Let's see. This is a good base fair. Ain't going well. I'm actually being really quiet now because I'm actually really, really struggling. I love it when these things happen where you do it in test and you're like, yeah, I've just won 3 out of 3 battles with this team. And then you do it for real and then in stream and then this happens. And then you lose. We'll go again. I literally did about 3 or 4 attacks this team and wiped the floor with every single base. But hey, maybe I've done something wrong. It was a good design. Hey, who knows? We'll go again. Let's do this again. Prime Zone. This would be a good video. How the worst bots in the game cannot beat a base. Yeah. No joke, Wozza. I could have told you that. Let's try again. I think the key there was losing bulkhead quite early. We need to keep that tank in front of us. But we'll see. So let's put first aid things down. Let's put the slow down down. Pop the outposts. Let's see. Use Titan Beam. Yeah, let's just give up with this team, eh? Oh, this is great. This is great. Hey, I've got an idea for a video. Let's see how good the best bots in the game, the worst bots in the game could do. Not very good. I think with a combiner would do it. Maybe it's that. I don't know. I did face a few combiners when I was doing these tests. It was a lot of Red Armada guys, weirdly enough, as well. I don't know who I've faced already. There wasn't quite a few Red Armada guys. It's like they took over the playtest. Got a combiner beacon at least this time, so. We'll manage to do it this time. Yay! I think we've done it this time. Hey! I told you it was possible! Some of the worst bots in the game. And you gotta think as well, these are not even 5-star guys, these are 4 stars. And yes, it is only Prime League. But it shows that basically you can max out any 8 bots as a walk team and pretty much compete in Prime League. So we go again. One more for the road. Red Spot. I was just thinking about making the worst bot squad and run them for farming. Bad news. I thought I was going to sneeze them. No, I'm not. I might have ended up. Let's go again. There we go. I'm back. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at this. So I want to do this a minute. Drop that there, drop that there. Light speed down there. And heals up there. Right, let's see. Just realised now. I'm using Streetwise wrong. Boom, light speed. Do you like light speed taking that out? I'm not gonna lie. Where's Double Deal's down there doing that? Yeah, doing his bit. Here he comes. Put Double Deal up there. See, it just doesn't do enough quite. Not quite enough. There we go. There we go. Told chat, it's like he's describing my war team. But no, you can see, guys, that, you know, you don't need all the best bots in the game. And is this a sign that the game is unbalanced, that walking is too easy? Maybe. But all I know is that I would not dream of putting them bots in a war team, but they just work because of the setup of a 2-4-2. You know, walk teams have always sort of worked in this game. You know, I do a walk team, and like I said, you could put 100 different bots in there, 100 better bots in there, let's be honest, than those. And it'll work a lot better than that. But, you know, like I said, guys, gimmicks will always sort of be, you know, countered in a way. So I am a bit worried for Sack. Maybe. Who knows? It might still be relevant. Who knows? For HU18. But walk teams always tend to survive, like I said earlier. So, yeah. If you're struggling in wars right now, best thing to do, create a walk team. But don't forget, guys, if you want to be a Platinum member and you need some one-to-one advice, that's what I offer to my Platinum members. There's been plenty of members that will tell you in the chat that I've helped out and their war team has really revitalized, done a lot better. I've made them understand certain aspects of the game in terms of pathing and team composition. And, you know, if you're a Platinum member, that's something that I offer. So, yeah, it's something you're interested about. And winning a $50 gift card, maybe $70, then become a Platinum member. But yeah, big shout out to everyone. So big shout out again out to my members, and big shout out to everyone for joining the stream today. Don't forget, before you leave, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure you leave a like on the video. But that is it for today, and like I said, we're going to be streaming tomorrow probably, do something a bit different around leveling. So come and check that out. Maybe it's not different. Maybe someone's doing it already. Who knows? But come and join me tomorrow to see what it is. And then, yeah, obviously we're going to stream on every Monday and Thursday as normal. There'll be a video posted over the weekend as well. So go and check that out as well. Loads and loads of content. We're also getting close to 500 videos and streams made for Transformers Earth Wars by this channel. 500 videos. Once I get to 500, I think that will be the most content made for Transformers Earth Wars. I think Engineer Hoist is currently just ahead of me. But yeah, the idea is that once I get to 500 videos, we're going to be doing some sort of giveaway as well. So look out for that. So plenty of stuff coming, plenty of giveaways coming as well. So make sure again, be subscribed to the channel to never miss a giveaway again. But thanks to everyone again for tuning in today. Big shout out to everyone. And join me again tomorrow maybe. Join me again on Monday. Join me again on Thursday. Watch out for my videos. Subscribe. Hit a like. Thanks for watching, guys. And peace out, guys.